What we got? Husband kills wife and daughter while having an affair. What?
On August 13, 2018, in Frederick, Colorado, deputies responded to a frantic 911 call regarding a welfare check for Shanann Watts and her two young daughters, Cece and Bella.
How you guys doing? What's that?
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Hey, man.
How you been?
Hi.
You're Nicole?
Yes.
Okay. What's going on?
So my friend, we were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
All right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor at 2 o'clock this morning. We were out of town for a business trip this weekend.
All right.
And I dropped her off at 2 o'clock this morning. She's 15 weeks pregnant. She wasn't feeling well, and she had a doctor's appointment this morning at 9, and I told her to let me know if she needed me to take her. She's got 2 little girls. And she was very distraught over the weekend, wasn't eating normally or drinking, and we kept trying to force it on her because she's pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her.
Shanann's husband, Christopher Watts,
What?
Shanann since she left for issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me. Her husband and her supposedly are separating, but she didn't know this. She thought they were just having issues. He disclosed that to me today.
Okay.
Because I called him and I was like, have you talked or heard from Shanann since she left for work this morning? Because I can't get a hold of her.
Shanann's husband, Christopher Watts, seemed to have it all. A beautiful wife who was 15 weeks pregnant with their third child, 2 adorable daughters, and a great job. Shanann, a vibrant and ambitious woman, was active on social media, often sharing glimpses of their life. But as we'll see, things are not always as they appear online, and Chris's family seems to have just disappeared into thin air. Chris arrives at the home after telling Nicole not to get the police involved and allows them inside to see what might have happened.
Scott, how you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay. Doing?
How's it going?
Inside to see what might have happened after telling Nicole not to get the police involved and
Why would he tell her not to get the police involved?
allows them inside to see what might have happened.
Scott, how
This nigga look like he up to some shit.
you doing?
How's it going?
So this is the only vehicle she would have?
Only one that, yeah.
She would drive? Okay.
Nikki, I'm giving you permission to walk to my daughter's house.
Mind if I come in, Chris? Okay. You checked upstairs? She's not there? I just want to make sure she's not passed out somewhere. Is she diabetic?
Upon initial entry, the deputy realizes that this is more than just a welfare check. Shanann's phone, which she uses for work, was found at the top of the staircase.
Does she work?
Yeah, she works from home.
Oh, from home?
She works Missing her Lifeline. You know her passcode?
I don't know her passcode.
It used to be 2385, but now it's 6 digits.
It's the baby's due date.
Immediately, he calls for additional deputies and detectives as it has now been turned into a missing persons case.
Purse is on the counter right here.
Okay. So when you guys come home, you usually use the front door or the garage door? How do you guys? I usually open the garage door, come in. Okay. She's garage kind of thing. Okay. Is that a ring out there? Oh, that was. No, the doorbell, is that a ring? Yeah, like when you got a visitor, it does. But I don't think the speaker is on to where you hear it like by. Okay. I guess my question for you is, would it show her leaving with the kids?
Chris explained to deputies that Shanann had set up a play date for the girls, yet their Ring camera and the neighbor's camera never caught her or the girls exiting the home. Her purse with her medication in it, as well as her wallet, are all still on the counter. As deputies continue their search for clues, they notice that the home is immaculately clean. Not only that, but it strikes the deputies as odd that the master bed is completely stripped.
When I looked at the sheets and the comforters, I don't see anything. It's kind of odd nothing's on the bed, though.
Oh, that wasn't on there?
No, this was on here.
It was on there?
No. He said when he left, she was in bed sleeping.
In bed sleeping?
Mm-hmm.
No pillows, no nothing. So he said she was in bed sleeping when he left. Ain't no pillows there, no nothing.
He said when he left, she was in bed sleeping.
In bed sleeping?
Mm-hmm. This was locked. You open it up, let's look in here. He said they keep it locked so the kids don't come in here.
Which door? This one?
Both of them. They lock them both so the kids don't get in there and get in the stuff. He said he left it unlocked before and they got in with like Vaseline and made a huge mess.
Pay close attention to Chris's body language. Everyone grieves differently, but the lack of urgency, emotion, and nervousness stand out.
You have no idea where she would go.
All the friends that I know.
He don't even look worried, for real.
Contact him.
Chris's neighbor next door graciously invites the deputy and Chris over to watch his CCTV camera, which shows Chris's driveway. Chris's nervous reaction to watching himself on the TV stands out, even to his neighbor.
Loaded my stuff up in my coolers, my water jugs, my book bag, my computers, some of the tools that I had from the toolbox. I knew I was going to have to do some pumping unit rubbers today. That's why I was out so far.
Bro, at this point, you might as well just say you did it. Police right there. You look nervous. Just say you did it, bro. What's your plan?
Is this on continually recording?
Yep. Well,
It's not. Is it
Any
motion or is
motion
it?
event.
Okay, so it's motion.
any motion event that happens, I get cars driving from this street, and this is him at 517.
As seen on the neighbor's CCTV footage, at 5:17 a.m., Chris is seen backing into his driveway but pulling past the garage entrance, which is hidden from the camera's view. Notice how Chris is seen putting extra supplies in his truck that his neighbor states he has never seen him do before. He does not make eye contact, and he has no explanation as to why he pulled his truck past the garage, blocking eye contact that his neighbor states he has never seen him do before. He does not make eye contact, and he has no explanation as to why he pulled his truck past the garage, blocking the view of the camera.
Got me.
Listen, you want to skip this ad. I would too. But what if I told you there's a skip ads forever?
Yeah, that was it.
All right.
Look at his face.
Yeah, that was it.
He like, bro, are you serious right now? You really doing this right now? Your neighbor?
All right. Appreciate your time.
Thanks.
Hopefully something comes up here.
Mind if you just want to go talk to him? I'm going to get his info real quick.
He's not after
No.
He's never fishing. He's never
Mm-hmm.
rocking back and forth. And if you look, he never loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
It just seems kind of odd to me. Why would he pull the truck up and go to the garage?
Regardless of Chris's strange behavior, deputies do their due diligence and issue the missing persons alerts. Deputies scour the neighborhood and hand out regardless of Chris's
He loads his stuff in and out of the garage ever.
Right.
It just seems kind of odd to me. Why would he pull
Every neighborhood got that one neighbor.
regardless
pay
of
attention
Chris's
to
strange
everything.
behavior, deputies do their due diligence and issue the missing persons alerts. Deputies scour the neighborhood and hand out missing persons flyers to everyone in the vicinity in hopes that someone may have seen them. Although they got many tips, none were the missing family. Chris takes the advice from officials and does an interview with News Channel 9 to put out to the public, knowing full well that he lied on every question.
Chris, you've got a beautiful family, and it looks like you all love each other very much. What went through your mind the minute kind of you're like, something's wrong?
It's like I was trying to get home as fast as I can. I was blowing through stoplights. I was blowing through everything, just trying to get home as fast as I can because none of this made sense. Like, if she wasn't here, like, where did she go? Like, once I got here, it was like, all right, who can I call?
See how bad people could be, bro? This dude looks nervous, but continuously lying, like, and they don't have no clue.
Who do
yet.
I know that she could be with right now? If she went to a friend's house, where could she be staying? And we went through everybody. I mean, just everything in my contact list and her friend's contact list, and nothing has come up.
Chris agrees to an interview with the FBI that same day and arrives at the station. At this point, Chris's co-workers have seen the news and let investigators know that he's been cheating on his wife.
Your marriage and infidelity.
Okay.
Okay, tell me about it.
No, I have never cheated on my wife.
Okay.
And I fully suspect she's never done that to me.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's always been a trustworthy person. I've always been a trustworthy person. I fully expect if we ever thought about straying another way, that we would tell each other before it happened.
I think that sounds ridiculous.
Thank you so much for coming out here with me, Christopher. I am having a wonderful time. You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
While his wife was gone in early July for 6 weeks, Chris had been living...
Glad that you're having a blast. I am so out of breath.
While his wife was gone in early July for 6 weeks, Chris had been living a bachelor's life. He started a blossoming relationship with Nicole Kessinger, a co-worker. Chris downloaded a secret app on his phone to communicate with Nicole where they exchanged love notes and intimate photos. According to Nicole, Chris was an emotionally abused husband separating from his wife. However, he failed to mention to Nicole that his wife was newly pregnant. All the while, they spent the July 4th weekend together at a resort in Colorado. During the last week of Shanann's vacation,
I'm seriously though, I'm not living a secret high and also want to live where he feels today has been the same case I feel.
in North Carolina, Chris came to spend the week with them. Chris was distant with Shanann. She could tell that he did not want their new baby. They were in the same room, yet didn't speak to...
Nothing less. I'm not accepting. I'm sorry from your mom because she doesn't mean it and she knew what she was doing. I made it very clear not to eat it around Celeste because she doesn't understand way before that happened. She's evil and willing to risk your daughter's life just to get under my skin. You and your dad are no different if you are okay with her behavior. There's nothing wrong with me and I'm not crazy. I just love my kids way too much. From the day I left, you never said I missed you before I said it, and something changed when I left. You may be happier alone, and that's fine. You can be alone. This pregnancy, you have failed to acknowledge it or to acknowledge how I'm feeling. Bro, she's pregnant, bro. The first trimester is the scariest and most dangerous, yet we can lose the baby at any point till delivery. She's
two words to each other. He showed her no affection, and when she confronted him about it, he made up.
Put it in writing. My life. Do you want him in your life? Do you want to fix things? Most important, do you love him? Can you approve my calling to you?
Excuses. Detectives had Shanann's phone and knew exactly what Chris was hiding, and possibly knew now what the motive. Detectives had Shanann.
If you care, he cares. I just said I'm out back. Good. If he did, I shouldn't have to text him. My parents told him. He's still inside. Oh. Chris doesn't want this baby. Said he's scared to death and he's happy with just Bella and Celeste. He thought he wanted another baby. How I got this out of him, I said, do you want me to abort? Oh, mama, that's hardcore, but doesn't make up for the way he has been acting.
Shanann's phone and knew exactly what Chris was hiding, and possibly knew now what the motive was.
Oh, sweetheart, you look exhausted. I need a shower. Wish I could hug you right now. You have any close friends there you can just relax and hang out with? No kids, just you to decompress.
But they still didn't know where his family was.
What do I do to help you walk out of this room and not look like the person who's responsible?
You have to trust me that when I tell you that these two beautiful girls right here I did nothing to them, and to my beautiful wife, I did nothing to her.
Bro, I don't even want to watch this no more. How could you? I got 3 girls, and I couldn't even imagine hurting them, bro. Like, people sick.
Like, you have to trust me and believe me. Like, I know you don't know me as a person. You've known me for like 2.5, 3 hours. And I don't know what your opinion is. But you have to realize that these 2 beautiful girls right here and my wife, I had nothing to do with the disappearance.
After 4 hours of
Is he
interrogation,
laughing?
I had nothing to do with the disappearance.
After 4 hours of interrogation, Chris is released but agrees to go to the station the next morning. Chris picks his father up from the airport and heads to the station where Chris agrees to take a polygraph test.
And the coolest thing about this is right now, there's only one person in this room. That
Yeah,
knows
get his
this
ass
is.
on that.
And in about 5 minutes, there's going to be 2 of us. So
Get him on that
that's the
polygraph.
coolest part, okay? And then I can go share that with them out there. Okay? Do you know where Shanann is now?
No.
Are you lying about the last time you saw Shanann?
No.
How'd you feel? Same as all of it?
I think it was the same to everything.
It did not take long for the results to come back. According to the FBI agent, normally anything below a -4 would be considered deceptive or indicate a lie. Chris's score was around a -18 for every question. Chris is brought back in for questioning, but this time, the agents know with certainty he did it. They just had to get him to tell them where his family was. From the evidence on Shanann's phone, agents observed that Chris seemed to be submissive with females. They decide that the female agent should take the lead in confronting Chris about his deception.
So, it is completely clear that you were not honest during the testing, and I think you already know that. You did not pass the polygraph test.
Okay.
Okay. So now we need to talk about what actually happened. And I feel like you're probably ready to do that.
I didn't lie to you on that polygraph, I promise.
Chris,
I know.
stop. It's time. Just stop for a minute. Take a deep breath. I want you to take a deep breath right now.
Bro's a liar. Bad guy. Bad guy right there.
There's a reason you feel sick to your stomach.
Bad man.
And when people hold stuff inside, it makes you physically ill. And I can just tell on your face, I could tell from the second you walked in that you were wanting to just come clean and just be done with this.
Just come clean.
And
bro.
I appreciate that because you knew sitting down in that chair that you weren't going to pass today. And you knew I was going to find out because I told you
Still
that.
went along with it.
And then you continued to stay knowing that you could, at the end, say, you know what? I just need to get this off my chest. Like, I just need to tell you what happened.
I do not know where they are at. If I could have my babies back home right now, I would. I want them back. I want everybody back.
You can tell me the book you read to your daughters, okay? I know you love them. And you're not faking that, are you? It's real, okay? There's a lot of guys who come in here and try to tell me that, and I know they're lying, okay? Because they can't answer those questions that you can answer, okay? But you're here today lying about something else. So we need to talk about that, okay?
I cheated on her.
I know. And this is very good. Keep
I'm not proud of it. I didn't think anything like that could happen. I didn't think I'd ever do it, but I did.
I know. Keep going.
And she accused me of it. I denied it. I cheated on her, and I feel horrible for it. Like, she was pregnant, and it was. I don't want to. I didn't hurt her.
I just find it hard to hear you talk about just having this emotional, conversation with Shanann, and you're bawling and crying
You
together.
ain't been emotional the whole time till now.
And you have not shed one tear in 2 days that you've been here.
Right.
Not
Right.
one. And
Not one.
help me understand that, because I don't get it. These are your baby girls.
Bro, God forbid, but I be balling forever.
And you have not shed one tear
Like, how could
over
you
them not being
Your
around.
wife and kids missing.
If we bring in your dad, will you promise me that you'll talk to him?
I'll talk to him.
Okay. Will you promise me that you'll tell him everything? Would it be easier if you told him than he told us?
I don't know.
Make your New Year's resolution to kickstart your education. Want to be in the tech industry? Train for a career in cybersecurity.
Chris seems to start
I
realizing
don't like videos like this.
that he's not going to be able to lie his way out and asks to talk to his dad. At first, Chris chooses to confess that he got into an argument with Shanann as soon as she got home and she threatened to not allow him to see his girls. He claims that Shanann killed the girls, and then he suffocated Shanann. The agents don't buy it but try to be as sympathetic as possible.
What?
And then he to see his girl. He got into an argument with Shanann as soon as she got home and she threatened to not allow him to see his girls. He claims that Shanann killed the girls, and then he suffocated Shanann. The agents don't buy it but try to be as sympathetic as possible to coax Chris into telling them where he buried their bodies.
I couldn't look at her. I felt horrible for what I did. And I look at my kids, see what she did. I didn't know what to do.
Is he lying?
Did the hard part. All you have left is details where they're at.
We can help you get him out of the cold.
They're gone. There's no bringing them back.
Well, where are they?
At that first location I went to that day.
Where at?
Damn, bro.
It's every 319.
Where at? That location.
The FBI has the locations of where he went that day, and he tells them that they're located at the first oil site he went to. Chris's father leaves to get Chris a lawyer, and the FBI leaves immediately to locate the bodies. A drone is deployed over the site to take video as well as photos. An aerial photo of the site is shown to Chris to mark where the bodies are.
That looks enough. Can you do me a huge favor and just write your name on the bottom? Just so I know that we didn't make those marks. I'm just gonna write the date on it, okay?
Chris marks and signs where he left them. A bedsheet can be seen in the video as well as some freshly disturbed dirt, where he buried Shanann and their unborn child in a shallow grave a few yards away. Possibly the horrific news to grasp was the fact that he deliberately put his two daughters in the oil vats to disguise the scent. The only opening is an 8-inch hole at the top of these vats that he would have had to carry their
I can't watch this no more, bro. I'm done with this video, yo. I'm done with this video. Wow. Wow, bro. That's crazy. Alright, I got the coverage. We're gonna finish this.
At Dodge Correct.
I'm not gonna do y'all like that. I started watching a little bit as I got off because I was just like, couldn't believe it. I had to sit for a second. But as I watched a little more, I was like, it got even a little more crazy.
The opening is an 8-inch hole at the top of these vats that he would have had to carry their bodies up the stairs and forcefully shove them through. Chris was immediately arrested and charged with the murder of Shanann, Cece, and Bella.
Net for me. I'm gonna have you face that wall over there. Hit, just face it. Lift up your hands. Okay, come and face this wall.
Nicole Kessinger, the woman he was cheating on his wife with, was also questioned to rule out any involvement she may have had in the murders. It is believed that Nicole had no knowledge of what Chris was planning on doing to his family. Nicole voluntarily allows the FBI to get whatever they need off of her phone and explains her relationship with Chris. According to Nicole, Chris never told her that his wife was pregnant and
That's crazy. Like, so what did he expect? He expect to just have a mistress kill his family and just run off with her and have a happy ever ending? Like,
made it seem like he was separated from Shanann the whole time. Chris had contacted Nicole when his family turned up missing and downplayed it, stating that he thought Shanann was just mad and would calm down and come back eventually. Nicole was never charged with anything related to the murders. Chris accepted a plea deal in lieu of the death penalty and was found guilty of the murders of his family.
damn right.
The death penalty was not put forward by the DA on the request of Shanann's family. They were supportive of his decision to accept the plea deal. He was sentenced to 5 life sentences, 3 consecutive and 2 concurrent,
Damn.
without the possibility of parole.
Damn.
At Dodge Correctional Facility in
He deserved
Wisconsin,
that.
Chris was interviewed
him
one
outta
more
here.
time by the FBI and exchanged letters
Sick
with
man.
an author, allegedly to describe what really happened. He admitted to planning the murder.
Look at this dude, bro. Shit's crazy.
Murders before Shanann got home. He had intercourse with Shanann to get her to let her guard down.
Wow.
He attempted to strangle both girls in their beds and then successfully strangled Shanann to death.
Wow.
The girls somehow were still alive and came into the room.
Wow.
Chris described being so enraged at Shanann that he didn't care he was hurting his girls.
Wow.
He wrapped Shanann's body in garbage bags and a sheet, loaded her on the floorboard of his truck, and put the girls in the back seat. They sat in the back to comfort each other as their mother's lifeless body lay beneath their feet. He then suffocated each of them and disposed of their bodies.
How could you, bro? How could you do that?
It is incomprehensible the evil which was carried out that day. Our hearts go out to Shanann's family for their loss.
How
Their
could you
lives were
do-
cut
how
too
could
short
somebody
too
do
soon,
that, bro?
but justice has been served.
My daddy is a...
I can't see that, bro. I can't see that. I got 3 girls, and I couldn't imagine. Some shit you just will never understand, bro.